You know how it is. You're looking to get a solid understanding of something important, like maybe the best way to eat for your health.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're just facing this tidal wave of articles, opinions, conflicting advice.
Oh, absolutely. Information overload is real.
It feels like you spend more time sorting through the noise than actually, learning anything useful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's precisely why we're here. We take a specific piece of work, dive deep into it, and pull out the core insights, give you a clearer picture fast.
That's the plan. And today, we're tackling a really interesting project. It's titled AI Diet Recommender Chatbot with Google Gemini, a simple Retrieval-Augmented Generation RWAG application.
Okay.
It's by Robert Modallo from the Google Gen AI Intensive Course Q1 2025, published just recently, April 20th, 2025.
Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Okay, Horaj. Sounds a bit technical, I get it.
It can, yeah.
But our goal in this deep dive is really to look past the jargon. We want to understand what this AI chatbot is actually designed to do.
Right.
Like, how does it aim to give you personalized diet plans based on your health condition? And what are the key things you should know about it, even if you're not an AI expert?
Exactly. We want to cut through and see the potential here for making health information, well, maybe more accessible.
So where did Modallo start? What problem was he trying to solve?
Well, he highlighted a pretty significant challenge. He pointed out that a lot of people have limited awareness of their own specific health needs.
Okay.
And even after, say, a hospital stay, they get medications, sure, but often lack detailed guidance on how their diet could actually support their recovery.
Right. The food part often gets missed.
Exactly. So he saw this need for accessible tools that could help people use food as a complementary therapy, you could say.
Okay, so the solution was an AI chatbot. Makes sense. But how does it actually work? What makes it different from just, Googling stuff?
Good question. The solution he proposed is this AI chatbot designed to be like a friendly, personal diet planner.
Friendly. I like that.
Yeah. Its main job is to retrieve relevant diet info from a specific knowledge collection and then use Google's Gemini model to generate tailored responses based on the health condition the user describes.
Oh, okay. So it's not just scraping general health sites. It's more focused.
Right.
You mentioned that term again, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG. Let's unpack that a little. What does that mean in simple terms?
Okay, think of it like this. The chatbot has its own dedicated library, let's call it a knowledge base.
Okay, a library.
And it also has a very smart assistant that's the Gemini AI.
Right.
When you ask it a diet question, the assistant first looks through its library, the knowledge base, to find the most relevant information bits. That's the retrieval part.
Finding the right pages in the book.
Exactly. Then it takes your question and the info it just found and uses both to craft a personalized answer just for you. That's the generation part.
Ah, I see. So it's combining finding stuff with creating something new and specific.
You got it. Finding relevant info and then generating a tailored response from it.
That makes sense. So you get something more specific to your question, not just a list of general articles.
Precisely. And besides this core RAG technique, the project uses some other generative AI methods too.
Okay.
Think of them as extra tools to help the chatbot do its job better. Like there's structured output.
Structured output.
Yeah. Basically means the AI organizes its answers in a really clear, predictable way, like in JSON format sometimes. Makes it easier to process or display.
Okay. Easier to read.
Right. And there's few-shot prompting, which is kind of like giving the AI a couple of examples of good answers beforehand so it learns what you're looking for.
Learning by example.
Kind of, yeah. These things help refine the output. Oh, and it also uses embeddings and a vector database.
More jargon.
Huh, yeah. But they're important. They basically help the AI understand the meaning behind words and search its library really efficiently. You can touch on those next.
Okay, sounds good. So it's got the main RAG structure plus these other tools. Let's get into the step-by-step. Where does it get this diet information from, that knowledge base you mentioned?
Right, the foundation is the knowledge base. Now, in this specific project, it contains sample dietary info for different health conditions.
Sample info.
Yes, and this is a really important point Modallo stresses.
Yeah.
The examples used were initially generated by Gemini itself, and they might have inaccuracies.
Oh, okay. So disclaimer time.
Big time. We'll talk about the examples to show how it works, but these specific recommendations are not medical advice. Absolutely not.
Got it. In a real-world version, that data would need to be solid, verified.
Exactly. From proper nutritional guidelines, expert sources, the real deal.
Makes sense. So what conditions were in this sample data set?
The examples he included focused on back pain, inflammation, and high blood pressure or hypertension.
Okay, two common ones. What did the advice look like?
Well, for back pain and inflammation, the suggestions were foods known for anti-inflammatory properties. Things like berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, olive oil, turmeric.
The usual suspects for inflammation?
Pretty much. There was even a sample recipe idea, salmon, with roasted veggies using some of those.
Nice. And for high blood pressure?
For that, the knowledge base leaned on principles similar to the DHH diet, so emphasis on low sodium.
Right.
And suggesting foods like bananas, leafy greens, lean meats, whole grains, low-fat dairy. The sample recipe was a chicken and veggie stir-fry with brown rice, again, highlighting low sodium.
Okay, so you can see the kind of direction it was aiming for. Anti-inflammatory for one, low-sodium DHH for the other.
Exactly.
Now, how does the chatbot take that knowledge and actually connect it to what I ask it? You mentioned embeddings.
Yes, embedding. This is where it gets clever. Both the information in the knowledge base and the questions users type in get transformed.
Transformed how?
Into numerical vectors using a Google model text embedding what to know for specifically. Think of these vectors like a secret code.
A code?
Yeah, a code that captures the underlying meaning of the text. So ideas or concepts that are similar end up with codes or vectors that are numerically close to each other.
Okay, so it's not just matching keywords. It's understanding the meaning, turning words into a language the AI gets.
That's a great way to put it. It compares meaning.
Cool. So what happens with these codes, these vectors?
They get stored, along with the original text they came from, in something called a vector store.
Vector store. Okay.
In this project, Modalo used ChromaDB. And just for simplicity here, it was kept in memory, meaning just on a computer running the demo, not a big separate database.
Gotcha.
And this store lets the chatbot search really, really quickly to find information vectors that are semantically similar, meaning-wise, to the vector of your question.
Ah, so that's the retrieval step, finding the closest matches in the code language.
Exactly. That's the retrieval, comparing the question code to the knowledge base codes.
Pretty clever. So it finds the relevant coded info. Then what?
Then we get to generation. The large language model, Gemini, specifically the Gemini 2.0 Flash model here, takes your original question and the relevant info it just retrieved.
Both things together.
Right. It uses all that as context to generate a personalized response. It acts like your meal planning assistant, basically.
Okay.
It synthesizes the retrieved info with your query to give dietary recommendations tailored to the condition you mentioned.
And this all happens how?
Through a simple chat interface, you type your question, it does its thing embedding retrieval generation, and then shows you the text response.
So a full loop. Ask, understand meaning, search, library, create personalized answer.
That's the essence of it.
And
It's fascinating how these AI pieces fit together, isn't it?
it really is. And Modalo actually built this himself. Did he share anything about that process?
He did, briefly. He mentioned the steps involved, like setting up the environment in Kaggle, which is a platform for data science work,
Okay.
installing software libraries, getting the API key from Google AI Studio to use the models, loading that sample diet data.
The diet documents.
Right. Then initializing the AI models, creating those embeddings we talked about, setting up the ChromaDB vector store, and then actually coding the retrieval and response generation functions.
So quite a few steps involved. No need for the code details, but it gives you a sense of the work.
Exactly. It shows the different stages needed to bring even a simple version like this to life.
And what was the user experience like, actually chatting with it?
He describes it as pretty straightforward. You, the user, state your health issue.
Like, I have high blood pressure.
Yeah. Then the chatbot does its retrieval and generation and gives you a response. Importantly, he aimed for a friendly and helpful tone.
That's good, not just dry facts.
Right. And it's programmed to ask if you want to discuss it further, kind of encouraging more interaction if you need it.
That sounds much better than just getting a list of links or something super technical. It's just trying to be conversational.
That seems to be the goal. However, Modalo is also very clear about the limitations.
Ah, the reality check. What did he point out?
Several key things. The knowledge base is small, as we discussed, and crucially, it doesn't have access to real-time, verified medical data.
That's a big one.
Huge. Also, the R-age technique used is basic. There aren't features like user profiles, which could remember your past interactions and personalize things even more over time.
Right, remembering preferences or allergies.
Exactly. And he also flags the need for much more robust safety layers and better ways to handle errors if this were ever used seriously.
Those all sound absolutely essential for anything touching health advice.
Completely. But he frames these limitations less as failures and more as opportunities,
How so?
as areas for future work, showing the potential of the core idea, but also clearly mapping out where improvements are needed to build something truly reliable and useful in healthcare AI.
That makes sense. It's a proof of concept that also points the way forward. Now, if people listening are curious and want to see this thing, can they?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
Madala made it quite accessible. The Kaggle notebook, where all the code lives and runs, is public. He also put the project files on GitHub. And, maybe coolest for trying it out, he built a version using Streamlit, which is a tool for making simple web apps, so you can actually interact with the chatbot.
Oh, neat. So people can try chatting with it?
Yeah, we'll definitely share the links. He encourages people to try it, but again, always with that big reminder, the sample data isn't professional medical advice. It's just a demo.
Got it. Play around, but don't base your diet on it.
Precisely.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main takeaway from this deep dive seems to be that this project, even as a prototype, really shows the potential for AI, specifically Google Gemini, and this RAG approach to create more accessible tools for personalized diet health.
That's the core message, I think. It's a glimpse into how AI might make useful health information easier for people to get.
Right. But, and we have to say it one more time.
One more time. It is not a substitute for talking to actual doctors, dietitians, or other qualified healthcare professionals.
Definitely not. Always get personalized advice from the real experts for your own health. Still, it does make you think, doesn't it? Seeing how fast AI is moving. How might tools like this evolve?
Yeah, in the coming years.
Mm-hmm.
Could we see more sophisticated AI becoming part of our everyday health management, more integrated?
It really sparks the imagination and raises questions, too, about reliability, ethics, how we manage that personal health data.
For sure. Lots to consider. It's a really dynamic area.
Definitely gives you something to mull over.
It does. Well, hopefully this deep dive gave you a clear picture of Modalo's project and what it represents.
Thanks for exploring this with us.
My pleasure.